This is Mark Whitten.
This is Adam MacArthur.
This is Ann Yatko.
This is Molly Chung.
Hey everybody, this is Michael Yurchak.
This is Daquan Wilshire.
This is Lexi Nieto.
This is Rico Fajardo, and you're watching.
And you're listening to Spoiler Force Podcast. Set your heart ablaze.
All right, so this is episode 196 of Spoiler Force Podcast. My name is Ricky, and thank you for tuning in. And we are finally getting into these last 5 episodes of Spoiler Force. Holy crap! We could have gotten this one done. I was lazy. I was just like, we'll just push it off to another week. I was really hoping to get these Rick and Morty stuff done before the start of the new year, but it's okay. But we're going to get started with season 7. Of course, Bobby's back on to talk about Rick and Morty with me. Again, if you're not familiar with our format for this Rick and Morty deep dive stuff, we're just talking about the premiere episode, our favorite 3, and the finale. But, you know, for season 7, man, I feel like we can just kind of skim through this pilot or this premiere episode. It was a rough watch. I texted you, too, in our group chat. I was like, dude, this is a rough watch for this season 7.
When you mentioned that, I was like, it can't be that bad. But then when I started rewatching it and going through, I was like, oh, my God, these were, like, struggle episodes. But the good thing is that the struggle episodes I didn't really watch, but then the good episodes I was able to go watch all the way through. So it's good and bad. Yeah. So you can skip the ones that weren't the greatest, but really pay attention to the good episodes. So
and before we even get started, what did you think of the new voices? Because this season 7 is the start of the 2 new actors that replaced Justin
honestly,
Roiland.
It wasn't bad. Like I said, I think when we first watched it, we were nitpicking and we can tell the difference. It wasn't the same emotion. It wasn't the same sarcastic Rick and whatnot. But when I went back and rewatched it again, it just kind of flowed through, and I was just like, it didn't really bother me as much. But I can tell. I remember in the beginning when we first started doing it, or when we were watching them as they were coming out, we're like, oh, it's not the same. You can't tell. You can tell that the character itself has changed, but I feel like the voice is still the same. So.
Yeah, I can tell like the cadence of the voice changed.
Yeah.
Initially, like episode 1 was where I noticed it the most. Like that's where it bugged me the most because you could just clearly tell it's not Justin Roiland's voice for Rick and Morty, and it sounds like people who are just impersonating Justin Roiland versus like trying to be Rick and Morty. You know?
Yeah.
So that was my 2 cents on it. But overall, I thought these 2 new actors did good. They like as the season goes on, you kind of just like they kind of find their place in the show and with the characters.
They find
and
their voice and they find the character. So.
Yeah, but episode 1, dude, how Poopy got his poop back. Mr. Poopy Butthole is crashing with the Smiths. The only funny part is just that it's just the intervention that Rick's doing for him, and they're like calling him like they're doing an intervention for him for his alcoholism, but then every time Rick gathers his friends, he's always doing shots.
Yeah, they're always drinking.
And they take him to a bar, and then they meet Hugh Jackman. They start doing drugs. They do drinking, and like it's also his Poopy Butthole's birthday, and so Rick feels bad because he doesn't want to give him an intervention on his birthday. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, like I said, this episode, it was all right. Like I said, it goes into what happened to Mr. Poopy Butthole because he was kind of a character in the back. So, he disappeared, explains what happened, where he's been, what happened in his life, and his wife left him with the kid, and then he hires the predator to stalk her. But then the predator falls in love with her. And then they end up fighting the predator, and there's funny parts in the episode, like when they fight the predator, they do the mud thingy to hide from him, and then who was it? Squanchy rubs poop on him, and and then they end up fighting him, and they have Hugh Jackman in there, and he just he does the cameo in there. So there was a funny part in the beginning, like before the credits or the intro, was when I guess the drug dealer walks into the room and he goes, "Oh yeah, I just gave some drugs to your friend, and he told me to come in here to collect." And then Beth tells Jerry to pay her, but then Space Beth leaves, and she said, "This doesn't mind," and she walks out, and Jerry makes the comment like, "Are you leaving to go get your wallet?" He doesn't want to pay her or anything.
And then there's also Gene's fucking lawnmower
Oh yeah,
that
that's so
went rampant.
stupid.
Yeah.
Funny, but it was so stupid.
Yeah. Like the end credit for that was funny as hell. But yeah,
Yeah.
because Gene gets brought along because he's an in-law of Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Well,
Which I
no,
thought
they
that was
bring
a
him on to help with the interview. Oh, because they were gonna get drunk and they needed a DD, and they're
yeah,
like, "Well,
yeah.
he doesn't drink." So and then when they take him out, they're like, "Oh, wow, you're related to Hugh Jackman," and so and then that's how they met Hugh Jackman going their little adventure.
Yeah, the fight with the Predator was hilarious too, though, because like they're all
Yeah,
just ganging up on him, and
yeah,
Rick wants his skull as a collection.
yeah.
You know?
It's like the Predator's kicking their ass, and then they just have one person turning around. Next thing I know, they just start jumping them.
Yeah,
And then Mr. Poopy Butthole realizes, oh no, he takes care of my kid. My kid loves him, and so he feels bad. And so yeah, the Poopy Butthole, eventually just lets him go and lets him be happy. So
and then, like how they all leave too. They eat like a pill that makes them disappear.
yeah, slowly
So
disappear.
yeah,
And then Rick has to come back because he forgot to give it to Mr. Poopy Butthole.
yeah. But that's pretty much episode 1, man. Like the Hugh Jackman stuff was pretty funny. You know, like like don't call him Wolverine, and then Gene
Yeah,
calls him Wolverine. So I thought
yeah.
that was funny. But yeah, that's the start of the season, man. Like I said, this was a really weak premiere. I
The
was
weakest out of
struggling.
all of them. So.
Yeah, I was struggling watching this one, man. Like that's why when I texted you, I was like, this is rough. But aside from that premiere, dude, like what were your favorite 3 episodes throughout season 7?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, obviously, the big one is the evil Morty or Rick finding Prime Rick. That's obviously the best episode on here. And then out of that is the what is it? The one with
The Quado one?
Quado, yeah, the Quado one. And then the Jerry and Rick fusing together. I think that's one of my other favorite ones too.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I had on Mortican, which is the Prime Rick episode, and then I liked the I liked the Jerry and Rick one, the Jerry Ricky episode.
Yeah.
And then I say my third one would probably be a toss up between like the Bigfoot one and what was the other one? The Bigfoot one and the spaghetti one. Which
that one's good too.
Yeah, the spaghetti was
Spaghetti was good. I mean, I would say we saved the best one for last, which is obviously the
yeah.
where
We
they
could talk
find
about the Jericky episode first.
Jerick
'Cause
episode.
I
Okay.
believe that's episode 2. Yeah, the Jarek trap.
Yeah.
This I thought this one would have been a much better pilot.
Oh yeah, 100%. They should have started with this episode. So
Yeah, because we don't get a lot of Jerry and Rick episodes. So when this one happens, it's like it's just funny as hell seeing like how they work together. Because like the beginning of this episode,
they're so opposite, but
Yeah.
like I said, this one is so funny when they're together. They work together, And it starts off like Rick's going through his garage and he's looking for his rake, and he thinks Gene has his rake, and then he's asking Jerry for help, and he's all like, and then Jerry just throws him a gun. And then he's like, I don't want to kill him. I just want to get my rake back. And then they start arguing about being smart or something, like you don't want to use your mind to help me. And then Rick gets mad, like, so I get punished because I'm smart, whereas like we all started off the same crying as babies, but I get punished because I'm smart, and so he wants to prove a point, and tells them that they're going to switch minds.
So like Rick wants to put his mind in Jerry's brain,
body,
and then Jerry's mind in Rick's brain, which is absolutely hilarious because Jerry's such a simpleton, right? So when Rick gets into Jerry's mind, when Rick's mind gets into Jerry's brain, it's just so like not it's stupid.
Yeah, and so he just ends up killing himself. He can't handle it, and like he's just like he grabs a gun and kills himself. And then when Jerry's in Rick's mind, he's like, oh no, I don't know what to do. There's so much going on. Body starts like overworking, and like all the weapons start going off, and it ends up killing him. And then the garage ends up like having to put them together, and that's how they end up fusing together.
Yeah, because the garage couldn't tell between the brains and like the flesh because their minds were switched.
Yeah.
So it just like mushed them up all together. So like both of them are like mixed up together. So it's like 50-50. So you have a smart Jerry and a much, and not a dumber Rick, but a not as smart Rick. working together, and they're just complaining to each other. They're just debating with each other, like you're
Who's
half
Rick?
Jerry, you're half
Yeah.
Jerry, like. And then Jerry wants to be the dominant one, so he changes his hair, wears the lab coat.
It's so stupid because like they both they get parts of each other. Like the insecurity is in Rick, or the insecurity is in Jerry, and then he gets his paranoia or something like
Yeah.
that. It's just funny, like they figuring it out. But then I think, and then Morty gets kidnapped because he gets caught in another world, like selling drugs or something. And so and then when they kidnap him, they realize who he is, and they're like, oh, we have your grandson, and then they're arguing to get him back, and then they're all like, no, well, you don't tell them where you are, you don't ask them where you are, you tell them where they are or something. And they're trying to get him back, and they
you
just
Liam Neeson.
yeah. And so they go and try to get Morty back, and then when they get there, the mob figures out like something's not right with these two. Like, Jerry, this isn't the same Rick, and so they end up fighting. But then when they fight together, they actually work well together.
Yeah. It was funny too though, because like they were like, Rick, you have to talk because you're the one that looks more like Rick. They'll
Yeah.
believe you. And he's like, oh, this is my son-in-law. This is my
The top
partner. He's a
assassin.
gay, the top
Yeah.
gay assassin. It's like, why do I gotta be gay, dude?
Why do I
Like,
gotta be gay? It's okay that you're gay.
so,
Oh yeah, he's the deadliest assassin in the world, or in the galaxy. He's gay.
yeah. They're just like throwing jabs at each other, man. It's so funny. Like they just they always like bicker with each other, and then like you said, once they work together, they realize, oh shit, like we can work together, and
Yeah,
they kind of
they're
decide
actually
like,
good friends and everything.
yeah, like
And
they're kind of like, okay, we can be on the same level, and
Yeah.
right before like they switch their minds back and mind blow themselves, they leave, and then
Yeah.
they left the note for the family because they're
Oh
like,
yeah.
not leaving the note is a Rick thing to do, but leaving a note is a Jerry thing to do.
Thing to do. So we're just gonna leave you with something. I forgot what he said.
Like they left them with a simple note, and then they left Gene with like a 2-page note.
Oh yeah, did y'all get this going away letter? I know. I love the part when then like Beth walks in there and he's like, she's like, oh, I'm just glad you guys are getting along, but then which one is my husband? And none of y'all gets to touch me before until y'all fixed it. And then they both go, gross, because they're both Rick too. And then after they leave, they just start doing stupid adventures together because I think that's definitely the Jerry side of the mind, and they're using Rick's knowledge to kind of do the adventures and get along. And so they're stealing crystals or something, going around stealing all these crystals.
Yeah, they're just doing drugs and like doing heists and
yeah,
stuff. Like
yeah.
it was like a 1970s or 80s style heist. Like the family gets caught up again by Chuxley, the mafia dude that kidnapped Rick.
Yeah.
And so they have to go back and save him.
They go looking for him, and then they get trapped because Morty asked for help, and then they suckered them in and kidnapped them to trap them to get them back. So.
And then Chuxley has a huge hole in his body because
the
conehead Rick. So he has a huge hole in his body. And then Rick and Jerry have to like, all right, we got to work together to save the family. So they fuse.
Yeah,
Jerry.
It's so stupid. And they actually beat everybody. And, and then they actually, and at the end, they want to leave and leave the family alone and everything. And then they get snapped out of it by stepping out. Gene returns the rake. And then
because he had the rake the whole time.
Yeah. And then it wakes them up. And then they're like, get us out of here. Get us out of here.
And this is like where were you like in season 8 too? Spoiler, but like because they mention Memory Rick, because Rick's like, there's a part of me that's in my brain that's been piecing our memories together. Memory Rick was keeping them alive.
Yeah.
And so like they had that's just so funny. Like they stepped on the rake, and that's what like woke them up. Like
yeah.
And pretty much they get split apart, and then they get saved. But then it turns out Memory Rick is in Jerry's brain.
Yeah.
And so and in Jerry's brain, everything is all gears and springs.
Look at him go. He figured out, and look at him get how he is with gears.
So, but yeah, we'll talk about that in our season 8 review though, because Memory Rick is still there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the other episode you like? You said you like the
I like the Quaalude. Oh yeah,
the Quado one.
Quado, yeah, the Quado.
Yeah.
That one was hilarious. Like it starts off Summer doing chores, and then she gets gifts from Rick because of these chores, and then she gets a attribute slider, and so
Yeah.
and so she wants to go to this party, and she busts up her strength to kind of look swole, but Morty gets jealous because he never gets an attribute slider, and he wants to look swole to show off to Summer's best friend, and then. But it's actually for like a trickle down effect because he's like, oh, she'll tell all the other girls in my grade that I'm hot and that's how I'll get girls and everything. But then they end up fighting each other, and then when they fall into the swimming pool, and it fuses them together, and that's how Summer and our Summer gets Morty stuck on her like the quality
The Quado from
Quado,
Total
yeah.
Recall.
Quado, yeah.
Yeah, their sidekick alien being, and like
And he just keeps saying, "Open your mind," though.
yeah, dude, that whole like that week when that episode came out, me, you, and Lynn, that's all we said in the
Yeah,
house
that's
was
all.
"Open
That's
your
still what we
mind."
say.
And like when she steps out the pool, they're like, "Oh my god, she's got a Quado," you know, and like boo her,
Yeah, because
boo,
she
and
doesn't
they
know
all
what it is.
yeah, they boo her.
And it's like the only reason that she keeps it on because she goes back to Rick to kind of get it reversed. But Rick's all like, "Oh, you gotta do more chores for me." So she's doing the chores, and then she's getting fed up with it because Morty, the whole time, that's all Morty says is "open your mind" the whole time, and she gets so annoyed, like, "Shut up, shut up." And then as she's scrolling through her social media, that's when she finds like, oh, there's a world where this is accepted, and so she goes to the world and clubs with them, and they're all like, oh yeah, we're unique people. Nobody, there's nobody like us in the world or in the universe. So we're pretty one of a kind. And so she's partying with them, and you find out that she gets like knocked out, and they kidnap Morty and take her out because it's so rare to have that. So they would connect all they collect all of them and like sell them off and everything, kind of like Taken.
Yeah, pretty much it's another trafficking scheme. And
Yeah,
like they separate Summer and Morty, and then like even like Summer, I love this part where Summer's on that moving bed.
yeah,
Where then she's gonna get burned.
infernal thing. Yeah,
Yeah, and then she's like, what's the gadget for my hair? Go hair something, and it doesn't work." She goes,
yeah.
yeah, and then she's like, I think I wrote it down.
I don't appreciate my grandpa enough or something.
Yeah, yeah. You don't appreciate her grandpa enough, and it worked.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
And it's just funny because like what is it? Rick starts looking for the kids because Beth is like, "Where the kids go?" And she goes, "Oh, they're she's doing chores for me." And then he goes down to the chores, and he finds like the aliens weren't fed; they're all like hungry. And he's like, "What the hell? Why are they still hungry?" And so that's when he looks at the security camera and he notices that servers go. I love the part where he was just talking to the security. He's all like, "Why is my camera black and white?" And the summer or the security was all like, "Oh, for dramatic effect." He's like, "I don't want dramatic effect. I want realism. Like, make my shit color."
His whole like his whole thing of like finding Summer, like, where is she? Where's Summer?
Oh
And he's
yeah,
like beating them up. Yeah.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, I'm sorry. Like, oh, well, you're not gonna tell me? It's like I don't want to. But where is she?
He just keeps going to the next person, and then he runs into Summer. He's like,
No, I
I'm
love-
getting
I love
a
the-
throw from this. You want to hit him?
it's
Like,
all like and everyone he runs it like the taxi person. Oh, you didn't get tipped? Oh, I'm sorry. That's kind of sucks. Like he's sympathizing with them, but then he's still beating them up. And then he eventually runs into Summer, and then he's all like, "Where's Morty?" And like they kidnapped him, and then like he goes, you didn't what is it? You didn't talk to him, or you didn't create that psychic link?" Because that's basically what it is. Like why you what's so great about having this power? And so that's when she like opens her mind.
yeah. And then
Dude.
Morty's like, finally, man. I've been like trying to get to you this whole
Yeah,
time.
I've
They
been
start
trying to talk to you
arguing.
this whole time. But then it basically leads her to where she's at, and they like do a mission to kind of get him back and everything. So
Yeah, the Quado fight on the yacht was pretty funny because
Oh,
like it was
yeah?
just the guy was it Ken? He had like 3 Quados on him.
yeah, a
and-
Quado within a Quado. Yeah.
yeah, and like, oh, Quado knife, you know, he hit the knife.
And then he had the little crab machine, and Morty
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, Morty wants that. Oh, you want it? Okay." And then they use he's trying to shake him off the machine.
Yeah. he throws him into the water and then
Awesome,
like he
yeah.
shakes him off. That shit's so funny. And then
Oh yeah.
like, I think he has missiles on it, so like Morty's on it and he wants it,
Yeah.
and so he goes and plays Froth, and then the
Yeah.
missiles go off at the end.
What was it? When he finally figures out what froth is frisbee football? Yeah.
Frisbee and golf.
Golf. Oh, okay.
Yeah. More. That's Rick's like, oh, that's what that is. Like,
Yeah, he couldn't figure it out. He figured it
Yeah.
out like mid fight or something.
Yeah, so that was that episode, and then you said that you. So what you liked
We could
the
have the
J-Ricky
spaghetti
one,
one,
Quado
the
one, and then
Jabiki
the
Quado, and then the Evil Morty. But then we got time, dude. We could do the
yeah.
spaghetti one real quick too. The spaghetti one's pretty funny.
I just like the spaghetti one for the theme because it was literally about like processed foods and
Oh yeah.
like essentially that's what it was, like just like how we're eating our foods and everything.
Oh,
But then like
100%.
but then it's also like just like the factories and like how things are being
Process,
sold.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
but
now they mass produce it to try to
yeah,
get the
yeah,
same
it's
thing,
not
and
like it's not
it's not the same.
clean. Yeah,
And yeah, and they make you feel guilty about eating them. Like at the end, like they play a video about how the person lived and everything, and nobody wants it. And it's honestly this truth here. Like whenever you
yeah.
see how an animal lives and everything, you don't want to eat them anymore.
It was just funny though because like they were eating it and then like Rick explained to them like these people they off themselves, and because when they off themselves the cortisol chemical in their brain like heats up the body, and that's what you get spaghetti.
Yeah,
It's like
spaghetti. Yeah.
yeah. And then like Morty's eating it. Morty gets he gets caught into like making mass production of this because the planet wants to make their economy better, so they start selling it across the galaxy, and then that's where
Well,
everything goes to
I mean,
shit.
but it is all because of Morty too, because like when
Yeah,
he runs into Rick, how he makes it, he's all, "You gotta tell me how it's done," and then he feels bad about the one they're eating, so he goes to their funeral because he just wants to know the person, and so that's
yeah,
when he confesses it to them, like, "Oh yeah, we ate him," and he's like, "Not in a cannibalistic way. It's just when you guys die, you guys become spaghetti, and it's delicious." And so somebody's recording him, and so his video went live or throughout the whole planet, and then that's how they bring him in, and they use him as a test subject to test the food, and then they're all like, "Yeah, this is good. We actually like this." And so that after that, that's when they're like, "Oh, we can profit off this because whoever commits suicide, we will, basically create food around the universe for them to eat."
yeah. And it's just like this whole gray area that Rick was like, "Yep, this is on you, Morty. Like, like you got to
Just because
learn
you
this."
wanted to know, you had to be
Yeah,
curious and everything. And then
but I do like the part though, like when they were in the morgue and then Rick hit himself with the mind blower,
oh
and he
yeah,
starts freaking, he
what's
starts
going on?
freaking out.
What are these lights for?
And Morty's like, "Dude, why do you keep doing that to yourself?" Man?
Yeah, you
And
guys
Morty
stop
has to
messing with
fix
this
him,
Men in Black chick and everything.
and that was hilarious. Like
Yeah,
freaking
but
Rick.
and it's funny at the end too. Whenever like basically the people from other galaxies are trapping the people, like trying to get them to kill themselves so they can
Oh
take
yeah,
their body, you know?
because like because when they make the sellable food, right? Because it's technically human that what they make. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a torso that kills itself, or that
Arm?
that yeah, with the arm, and then it makes the spaghetti. Then you had the two rights groups, right? You had the torso group, or I think I wrote it down. You had the uh what was it? You had the damn. I think I wrote it down here. Hold on, let me look through my notes here. Oh yeah, the torso rights groups and the real spaghetti group. Because like
Yeah.
one group's like, no, these are real people, and the other one's like, no, this is fake spaghetti. It's not good. And like, oh, why are you here? Like, oh, we were gonna blow this place up. Oh, well,
We
you
brought
blow it
it
up.
up.
Like, yeah, like no, you want us to blow up because you want to prove your rights, and then they end up blowing each other up.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Yeah, and then like that's when like all the other or other planets come in. They start trying to convince the folks to off themselves. Like, hey, off
Yeah,
yourself,
they do.
off
It's
yourself.
also funny, like whenever they had the bridge and they put the little spaghetti strainers down there to
Oh
catch.
yeah, because they kept jumping off the bridge, dude.
Yeah,
That's so messed up.
it's like, "Oh, you're gonna kill yourself. We can turn you into spaghetti and process you."
Yeah, and then even Rick points out like they purposely like dim down the sun to make
Oh
everything
yeah,
look
to make them
gray.
sad. Yeah,
Yeah,
depressed. He goes, "This is actually really hard to do."
yeah, and then like pretty much at the end, they get the guy Fred to. He's like one of the last guys that still doesn't want to off himself, but then like they convince him like, hey, we'll make something out of this. We'll show people like what it means like to have a life and whatnot. And so they play his whole life story. They played the song, and like the people realize like, oh man, this guy lived like a whole life, and we're eating him, and everyone just starts throwing up.
They don't want to eat him anymore because they're like, "Oh
Yeah,
my god, we've seen his life. We've seen this life of this person, and we can't eat him now." So
yeah. See, I do like that in this episode. Morty's like, Morty realizes like he tells Rick like, you can't change taste, or taste buds, but you can make things distasteful.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so,
Yeah, you couldn't change their taste buds, but you can make something taste distasteful.
so you just make them feel bad, and then like even Rick's like, you're asking if this is right or wrong, and the answer is I don't care.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
and then like at the end they bring Salisbury steak, and then Rick keeps telling him, "Do you want to know where it's from? It's pretty bad." And like the family's like, "No, we don't want to know." They're just eating Salisbury steak.
Oh, man.
And I
Yeah,
do
that
like
was
the end
good.
credit scene, like it's just the vacuum people. It's the same exact thing, but vacuum planet.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
like, "This is where your vacuum bags come from." It's like a tree person, and they just start like blowing up dust. So that was pretty funny.
Oh, man.
We could talk about the the Bigfoot
Oh, yeah, we'll do
episode.
the Bigfoot one. That one was
Yeah,
hilarious, too. I think
yeah,
that
I do
one we
like the
could touch
Bigfoot
on, too.
one.
Like, what was it? It was because it already happens after the evil Morty backstory. That's why it's just kind of like a whatever episode, like just
Yeah,
a typical adventure. So that's why it's not like too big. But then, how does it start off? I think Rick keeps killing Jerry, and he he discovers that there's an afterlife, and he wants to harness the power of Valhalla, and so they end up going to Switzerland, I think it is, and he creates a machine to die and get to the afterworld so he can harness the afterworld powers over there. And so when he builds the machine, he has to die in a noble way. So he uses Bigfoot that he caught in a Pokeball to
yeah.
kill him.
he's like, we got this is the only way we can do it. Yeah, I have to die, and so
Yeah.
because for Rick, he can't go to the simple heaven that Jerry went to because of his atheistic beliefs.
Yeah.
So
So he has to,
he has to die in a way to where he can go to like
yeah, a
heaven,
noble
which is
death.
Valhalla.
Yeah.
Valhalla. He has to die,
Yeah.
and then but it's just funny because Bigfoot kills him easily,
Yeah.
and then like he goes to Valhalla, he's naked, and he's like, "Oh, this is pretty easy," and then he dies again.
Yeah, he
'Cause
dies
he
in a
dies in a
war.
fight. Yeah,
And then he gets transported to Valhalla.
yeah. And so like the whole process of him like getting the weapons and like he lied to them like he's Odin and all that, that was
Yeah,
hilarious.
and then
Um,
as that's going on, he uses Morty to keep his body alive through the Phoenix Project. But
yeah,
then the Bigfoot is like mourning Rick's death and everything. He makes Morty feel bad and tricks him to get out. Like what is it? Bigfoot starts praying, and then Morty's
yeah.
like, "You have religion?" And he goes, "Oh, he has sympathy. Or you feel bad? Do you feel bad? Does my grandpa do this to you all the time?" And he goes in there, and Bigfoot ends up killing him. And then so Morty ends up in Valhalla with Rick too. But then like as
Rick's
he
like,
gets
what the
out,
hell,
and then,
man?
oh yeah, you're my way out. What are you doing here?
Yeah,
But then as he's getting out, he sees the Phoenix Project Rick in the tube, and he's
yeah.
triggered, and he starts.
Tries to
I,
break it, and then
yeah, he
like
tries to break
even
it. It triggers the Rick to run around.
yeah, it's a fail safe that Rick has
Yeah,
in case Morty's not there. And it's just
yeah,
like a dumb Rick running around
yeah.
and Bigfoot's chasing him.
And then when he's doing all that, the Pope ends up catching Bigfoot and catching Rick too. And he uses Bigfoot to destroy all the other religions by releasing that Rick out, and he has
Yeah.
to chase him, and he goes and kills everything in his path.
Because the Pope's like, well, because our religion we can't do that, but
Yeah,
because you're not human and you're not something that's made of God,
yeah,
technically you can go and do
you
that
can
for
do it.
us.
Yeah,
It's so fucked up. You start using Bigfoot, and then like I love how they reference the Predator stuff again. They're like, hey, we traded 3 muskets with the Predator for this translator. We can use it on Bigfoot. So they start giving him tech. They
oh
teach him
yeah,
how to read and how to speak. And so when Rick and Morty come back from their Valhalla thing, where they're constantly fighting the Vikings off over and
oh
over
yeah,
again because
because they
they're
keep
trying to.
charging.
Yeah, they keep teleporting back, and so even Rick's like, "I'm Odin. Here's the 10 commandments that I wrote for you guys. Don't touch,
Did I
don't
touch my?
touch the power."
Yeah. Even
So
like as he keeps killing them, they're like, "Should we even try? Like, we're
yeah,
just gonna keep ending up here and everything." And then when they finally finish building the tech, and then Morty's like, "How do you know they're not gonna come back and destroy it?" And then he goes to them and just keep killing them in the same
yeah.
spot where they keep
Yeah,
respawning.
right when they respawn, yeah, he
Yeah.
shoots like 3 missiles at them.
Because I'm God, or what? I love what he says. He says, "Oh, what was it? Oh, he goes, I'm Thor. I'm Odin's son, Thor's father, or Spider-Man's uncle, something like
Yeah.
that."
And he calls Morty Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, this is Spider-Man." Dude, that was hilarious as hell because like, he made sure like the Vikings were like just not willing to
Yeah.
fight back anymore.
Yeah.
They're like, is this a test? Like, do you want
Yeah.
us to? He's like, yeah, this
And
is a test.
yeah, and then eventually he gets back, and then when he fights the Bigfoot, and then he realizes that the Pope is actually harnessing the power, and so he goes and fights the Pope, and then he can't defeat the Pope because the Pope is harnessing that power, and they keep
Yeah.
dying. So then they keep repeating everything, trying to figure out ways to kill him, and they bring in Bigfoot to help him, and then they end up like giving Bigfoot a body, and he turns into a human.
And he gets Summer's bodies first, and
Oh
they're
yeah,
like,
he
why
gets Summer's
Summer?
body.
Why does Summer have one? Like, well, she's most likely to be the third one to die with us.
Yeah.
And so they have to give him a new body. So every time they reset, it's like they can't beat the Pope. And I love like the little like you see like the ways how they try to fight him. They had like the pillow armor, they wear the Ronin warrior suit, and like they have all these ways to try to fight the Pope and they can't. So Rick's like, you know what, screw it. We gotta cut off that power.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, you know what? Bigfoot, don't you have any friends that can help us? And they bring,
Bigfoot's like the Pope has other friends that don't like him too, and so he uses all the other monsters.
yeah, the swamp guy, the mummy, vampire, the Wolfman, Frankenstein. they all try to fight the Pope, and they get sent to Valhalla.
He figures out that he has to destroy the power too, so he tells the Viking to help him destroy it after they leave Valhalla.
Yeah, I do like that. Every time they go at the door of the church or the Vatican, they're like, Pope!
Yeah, Pope.
And they go and fight, and then Morty's like, why can't we just teleport there? We don't got to keep fighting the guards over and over again.
And I love the part when what was it? Bigfoot's all like, can you change my voice or make it lower? He's complaining about the bodies that he's getting, and he wants to adjust them.
And so they go to Valhalla, and then they convince the other monsters to hold off the Vikings. And then like right when they kill the Pope, and that's when they cut off the power, which I thought was funny as hell because even Rick was like waiting for that to happen, and that's when he throws the Pokeball at the Pope and catches the Pope.
He calls it the Pokeball, a Pokeball.
Yeah, and then they pretty much that's how they beat the Pope, and then they have to send off Bigfoot, and that's when I sent you that video clip earlier from
I didn't
Harry
know that was a movie. It was fucking hilarious.
Harry and the Hendersons with John Lithgow, and like it has the same music and everything. It's the same process. Like, go get out of here, leave.
Get out of here, dude. I thought we could be friends, you know?
They're throwing the same can at him.
Yeah.
They keep throwing the can at him and like, go on, get out of here, leave. And they start crying. I was on Reddit. Earlier today, and they're like, you know, even if they did let Bigfoot live, there's no way he could survive in the world because he has no social security number. He's a nobody, you know. So they have to find ways to do that. And it's just funny that like they left him in his human form and kicked him out. You know, they didn't turn him back. He's still a human that's out there. So that was funny as hell. And then like pretty much that was pretty much it. And at the end of this episode, Rick brings the Pope to a Pokemon an underground Pokemon battle, and they get caught.
The new Pope,
and the new Pope's the Phoenix Project Rick.
Yeah, the one that kept running around naked.
Yeah, he's the Pope. That episode was pretty good, man.
Funny. It was funny.
Yeah,
but
like I said though, man, like season 7 episodes, like I think they went back to this episodic order where like it was just more odd or like different adventures every episode versus like a story, like a singular storyline.
Yeah,
because it was weird because when we watched episode 5, which is the Unmortican, which is, you know, that's canon storyline.
Yeah,
I
just dropped it right in the middle too. So
yeah,
we would have been a season finale. So
yeah, exactly. We talked about this before. We were like, this would have been so much better as a finale because you throw it in the middle of the season. What else do you have? And so like, you know, and so with this episode, man, like it just picks up with. I actually love how they start off this episode, man.
Same,
like
same.
You get the whole background of evil Morty.
Even Lynn was like, she was saying like, "What episode is this?" I was like, "This is the evil Morty. Or this is the Prime Rick story." So she didn't remember the beginning or anything. So
yeah, you get the whole backstory of evil Morty, like how he turned evil, you know, and Rick, you know, being Rick, put him in like an alien's ass, and like he didn't like that. So I never caught on this too, like why he wears the eye patch, not only to control Rick, but it's also because of his fear of pirates. Because like,
oh yeah, I never thought about that. I forgot. Yeah, because I did catch that whenever he went into the the computer to find all the rigs and everything. They said that,
Yeah.
oh, it's just why you wearing the pirate thing or something. So I forgot he made
Like,
that
you know how we
comment.
feel about pirates.
Yeah, we know how we feel about pirates. So yeah, I remember he made that remark. So, but that
Yeah,
makes
then
sense. I
he
didn't think
gets
about that.
Rick. Yeah, he gets Rick really drunk and takes over him, and then like I do like I know it's also funny speaking on pirates. It's also funny because like Rick's irrational fear of pirates, but then in season 2 he had the
The
Pirates at the
pirate. Yeah,
Pancreas.
no, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
so he had the theme park in there with the pirates. I was like, that kind of doesn't make sense, but okay, we'll just
Yeah.
go on with it. But yeah, like he pretty much. I love seeing like how Evil Morty's like just the story progressed. Like how so once he lost his Rick, he kind of just blended in with the Mortys at the Citadel. Saw the newspaper, he ran for president, and then it got to the events where he's at now. And pretty much after he escaped the Central Finite Curve, he's been like on his own, like on his own adventures, powering up his own base and everything.
Yeah, he's
And
been living in the central finite curve to
yeah,
survive, and so he has to collect crystals through there to kind of survive or keep his base basically secure. And then that's how he gets discovered. Or that had with Rick and Morty kind of trying to find Prime Rick. He's fucking with the central night curve, and that's when
yeah,
he goes and confronts them about it.
yeah. And it's funny too. You see the Jetsons reference that they had, like the
Oh
Jetsons
yeah,
came like, oh,
the
like
King Gummy. We'd survive.
yeah, like
We
the first one, like,
travel.
oh, this is a place, this is a great place, and then they die from the
Yeah,
because they get replaced by the second one, and then the
yeah.
third one comes, and then they die. I
And
thought
then
that
the
was funny as
monster
hell.
ends up eating them.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
and then
and like you see like you see Evil Morty flying the ship, and he's like using his windshield wipers to wipe off the
oh yeah,
aliens because they keep falling from like portals and stuff.
yeah. But then yeah, eventually they're going through each universe trying to find the Prime Rick, and then what was it? And then even Morty makes a remark like, "Oh, why don't you focus the search on what is it? I forgot what he said. Focus it on something like the real ones or something. I forgot he said something to make it focus, and then that's
Yeah,
how
like
they
pretty much single out Prime Rick instead of like looking in different universes, like
yeah,
single him out
like
because
going
like
out going through all the universes. It's single out,
yeah.
yeah. So
And so Rick doesn't want to admit that
he did
Evil
it.
Morty's right, so he shoots him, and like, he still has the barrier.
I
Like,
love that. The whole, he just keeps shooting at him the whole episode. When he made that remark, is all like, he goes, "Oh, you don't want to shoot because you think my force field's up." Of course, his force field's up. And then he shoots him. He goes, "I have to test it anyways." But then,
it's
yeah,
like
the cat.
he doesn't want to get shot up by Morty of all people. You know, like
Yeah,
Evil Morty's the one that's like showing, like, is one upping him this whole time, and
yeah,
Rick
being
hates
smarter
it.
than him on everything and helping him and like
Yeah,
giving him ideas like he should have came up with. And then they end up catching the Prime Rick, and then Morty's dumbass like kills him right away.
yeah.
And
And they
then
have
they're
to
like,
get the black
"No."
goo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the black goo,
they
and
get.
it swallowed up by it.
I do like this part too because like it's more than one Rick that's chasing Prime Rick. You get like the Indiana Jones Rick. You have like
Yeah.
this homeless looking Rick, and like pretty much Prime Rick setting them up to like a battle royale battle. They kill each other so you can find Diane and all that. So, but this is where like it gets like gets pretty hectic, or not hectic, but gets pretty crazy because you see what Prime Rick is doing. He's like he knows that there's Ricks out there after him, so he just makes a game out of it.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to see like how they escape, and then like Rick uses his ships once they get back to their universe. Rick uses his ship and he locates Prime Rick and leaves, and then Morty is like, Evil Morty's like, hey, you know, you can choose to come if you want, but you know, that's on you. And he leaves the portal open, and then when Morty like takes a step forward, it closes.
Yeah.
And Evil Morty's like, I thought you were coming, man.
Yeah, because I was. It just closed before I can get in.
Yeah, you see like how Evil Morty's like just so much. He's just a step ahead of Rick the whole time, because even when Rick gets there, Evil Morty's already there before him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
It's like, I
notice?
told you not to-
I just caught this too. Whenever he was flying to the planet, all the little drones that were shooting at him, those are Rick heads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they look like they're Rick heads that are shooting at him.
Yeah, and then they even use like this like, see this whole last half of this episode where they're fighting Prime Rick. Dude, this, like I said, this would have been such a great finale, man, because like it
Yeah.
just was like boss level feel. You see that like this is what Rick's been wanting to do for the past, you know, last season and a half, where they once they brought in that lore, and then like
The whole
you kind of
season, actually, like
yeah,
the whole up
whole-
until this episode. Yeah, this is
yeah.
the whole point of it. So
So like I loved how they were doing this. The fight scenes was great. Seeing Evil Morty and Rick team up, because
Yeah.
I would have never thought to see Evil Morty and Rick team up to fight
Yeah.
Prime Rick. And
And
then
he was like the boss level boss, you know, and
yeah,
they needed to team up together to get him. So
and then you see how Prime Rick is using Diane against Rick, and then he has like the Omega weapon, and then he killed Slow
Slow
Mobius.
Mobius, Uncle
He
Slow
was
Mobius, yeah.
season one character, and
Yeah.
like he wipes him out
I
from
love that when he was using Diane and then he was just making all the remarks. It's like, oh, you were horrible in bed. You sucked at eating pussy. And then Rick's all like, yeah, I can admit to that. I was young. And then she even made the comment like, oh, she says, I always thought your dick smelled weird.
It's like
Thinking
all
like
insecurities at him.
yeah, all insecurities, and he's just like using that as they're fighting, like to get him, like fuck him up and everything.
Yeah, like even
But
Slow
yeah,
Mobius, like his death, like Morty's like, why did he slow his death down? Like it made it worse. You know?
worse, yeah. But then you find out that the power that he has, that the tech that he has, is it erases everybody from existence from all the
Yeah,
universes, and so that's what he used on Diane to get rid of her on all the universes. And then even as they're fighting, I think it was it was Evil Morty that beat him. I caught him. Like Rick
yeah.
gets knocked out, and then he turns his leg on, and his leg
Yeah,
gets up fighting.
that part was funny as fuck. Like his leg is up, but then his body's like all limp.
Yeah.
He's like twisting his body and stuff, and then like they start switching limbs and shit.
Yeah,
That
or
was
the
funny
leg
as hell.
gets knocked out, and then Rick wakes up, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And then
he has Prime Rick's arm on his leg, and then
leg,
Prime
yeah.
Rick has Rick's leg on his arm. So
Yeah, and then they start getting
fighting.
entangled, and then
Yeah.
the weapons start going off. But then eventually, I think something falls on them and knocks them both out. And then that's when Evil Morty comes up and shoots him. Like he switches bodies with Morty, and then Evil Morty was able to trap Rick, and he thinks it's his Morty, and so Evil
Yeah.
Rick is like, oh, or Prime Rick is like, oh, oh, I guess I'm your grandfather. Like, oh, do you want me to kill you now or something like that? And then he ends up shocking him and catching him right there. And then I
Yeah.
like when he keeps shocking them to keep him down.
Yeah. But that was such a good play though from Evil Morty, because like all
Oh
he
yeah.
did was give his eye patch to Morty, and
Yeah.
Morty's like, "Why do I have your eye
With his
patch?"
shirt,
And
yeah, in his
yeah,
shirt, yeah. And then he goes in there and he uses them, and he erases all the duplicate Ricks all over the universes. And then
and
that's
he
when he
takes all like the weapon information too.
yeah, the weapon, the booger AIDS booger, basically the weapon that can erase everything, somebody from the universe. And so yeah, he steals that information from the Prime Rick and everything, and then he gives Prime Rick to Rick. And oh man, I love the what evil or what Prime Rick says to Rick when he's all like, I created you. You would have been me. He goes, but look at you. You took my life and lived my life. You live with my grandchild. You live with my daughter
Yeah,
and everything, and you were basically nothing. And I created you and everything, as he's beating him up and killing him. So
yeah. It's crazy to see, like it was just these two Ricks that invented portal travel.
for the trouble, yeah.
Yeah, and so like even Prime Rick was like, dude, like either way, you want to do this, let's do this, but you were gonna be me regardless, whether
Yeah.
you lost Diane or not. Like you were gonna be me once you
But see,
created
like, I
this.
honestly think it wouldn't have been him though, because remember when he comes in and shows him that, he
Yeah,
gives up on it, and he, in a sense, he did create him though, because like if he didn't kill Diane and Beth when in his universe, then he would have been happy. He even gave up on it. He gave up. He's like, oh no, we can go get ice cream.
yeah.
I gave up on this and everything. So he did create him. So
Well, there's also like a theory I read on Reddit where like they said that our Rick is actually he was a simple Rick, like just a
oh
simple Rick who enjoyed his life, and then he was almost at the verge, like right when he was at the verge of creating the portal fluid, and that's when Prime Rick stepped in, and then like he created what Rick is now. Because the Rick now is like he's crazy, but he actually loves his family. So it's
yeah,
like he's just a good Rick that went rogue
yeah.
versus
Well,
Prime Rick who's
get it
like
all taken
evil.
away from him. Yeah.
Yeah, versus like Prime Rick who's completely evil, and so pretty much Rick beats him to death. And like you kind of see like right when he gets done with it, Evil Morty's like, hey, don't come looking for me because I'll kill you guys.
Kill you. And then
Yeah,
what was it? He says like, "Well, why don't you just?" Oh, he took the weapon, or why don't you just go ahead and use the weapon or something? And then he makes like a comment. Is like, if I do that and kill this Rick, kill all the Ricks, then I have a vengeful summer that will come after me.
yeah,
And so he's all like, "I don't want that. I can control this right here," which is
yeah.
true. That he can control it, so that's why he's not going to use it, which is smart. So
And I love like after Evil Morty leaves, you kind of see this look on Rick's face where he's like incomplete.
Yeah,
Like
he's
like
kind of
he's
like, this is it, like
yeah,
yeah, like
everything
yeah,
he's done is like it's
I
it's
mean, it
over
is
now.
this. Yeah,
Yeah. And so
and
you
now
kind of
he's
just
just he's just like empty,
yeah.
So
So that's why like that's why like I this would have been a great finale, but to throw this in the middle of a season and then like to I feel like maybe the writers and the producers did this so that they can go back. They did this so that they can go back to making episodic stories versus like I said a singular serial story,
yeah.
you know. And yeah, pretty much, with this episode, man, I think it ties in with the finale pretty well too. Like the finale, you said you didn't really like the finale, Bobby?
It was okay. Like I like that it shows Beth, but I just the whole jabs at Denny's and going into the hole and
Oh
all
yeah.
that stuff. Yeah, I think that was it was a funny episode, but like I said, I think the best episode was the Evil Prime Rick episode. So
Yeah.
that was hard to top. And
Yeah.
especially ending it on that with that just that episode, it was just I like I said, I like the fact that they brought Diane, which I think that's kind of well, I don't want to spoil the next season, but based off of that, I don't know where they're gonna go because I thought that's the direction they were gonna go, like into Rick's backstory with Diane, because we don't know much about her and everything. So, but we'll
Yeah.
get into season 8 about that too. So,
Yeah, because this episode very much it just like I said, it's more of like a character study. I think it's more so like it just Rick and Morty, like you kind of see who they are with each other and without each other.
oh
And
yeah,
I do like
diving into his sphere. Yeah,
yeah, that's the only reason why I liked this episode was like this whole concept of Morty's insecure and he's afraid that like if Rick's happy, he doesn't need Morty no more.
yeah,
And then you also see Rick or Morty's point of view of Rick, where like if Rick's afraid to let go of Diane. And so like this whole episode, he's holding on to Diane, but you see that he's dying, like he's slowly dying, and even the connoisseur
oh,
guys, like Rick will admit that Rick would rather die happy than admit that he's afraid. So I love all that, and like
that is
again
true.
the monologue that they have, between like the connoisseur and Morty, he's like, dude, like love, it's not love that makes people, it's not people are afraid of love, they're afraid of happiness because like you can lose that. And
Yeah,
he's like the best way to have the closest thing you can have to happiness is like, which I'm paraphrasing here. I don't have the whole dialogue on my phone, but like the closest way you can have full happiness is if like you and your loved one die together. But you lose someone, you're gonna be afraid of all that. You're gonna be afraid of losing them. You're gonna be afraid of how to live without them and all that. I love this whole thematic like concept that they're showing in Rick and Morty, that it's just Rick and Morty are afraid to lose each other, but then they also don't want to admit that. And then even Morty, they start arguing because Morty's like, dude, just admit that you're scared because
yeah,
we're still stuck in this hole. And then Rick and Morty start like, are we in the hole? I think so. I think we're
oh yeah,
okay. And then like, so like it just goes on and like there's cycling through the hole. I love the part where Morty's like, you think it's okay, and then Morty wakes up as an adult. He's like, "Oh my god, I turned to my dad," and then it flashes them back to the hole. They're like, "What the hell? We're still here."
yeah. They can't figure out how to get out of the hole, and then you find out
Yeah,
that it's Morty's fear, not because the whole time you're thinking they're both in there and it's both their
yeah,
fears, but you find out that oh no, only one person can go in the hole, and this whole trip and everything is all Morty's fears and not
yeah.
Rick's fears. So
Which I thought was funny as hell too, because like Rick's like, "Hey, are you done? You have fun?" Like you weren't in here with me, and because Morty was afraid. Morty's real fear was that Rick wasn't gonna come back to get him.
yeah,
Like Rick was gonna leave him. And then when Rick comes back from, he's like, "Oh, you actually came back for me. You weren't in here." He's like, "No, this is like a one person ride.
yeah,
If
one
he
way
came down
trip.
here,
Yeah,
like it wouldn't work. Yeah,
yeah,
it'd be like fire and water. Like it just
yeah.
would not work." And did you notice like in the episodes as they kept cycling through, like the pictures on the wall were different. It was like 2 pictures instead of 3.
Oh no, I didn't catch
Yeah,
that in the
yeah,
pier in the restroom, right?
yeah. Because
Yeah.
like so every time it would switch, it would be like 2 pictures, and then 3 pictures, and then you see that's when it gets to the real life. That's when you see like the hole wasn't even that deep. It was just like literally a small
It's
hole
a whole,
in the
yeah,
men's bathroom.
yeah,
Yeah, and then like Morty's picture gets put up on the wall, and then like Rick thinks about going to the hole, but he doesn't do it
yeah.
because like that's when Morty's like, yeah,
Don't
Diane
go
was
in there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he
so
realized that when he told him that and how fearful it was, Rick would have to face that fear. So
yeah, so I mean that plays off into season 8, but man, this is a shorter review. Holy shit, we're not even like
an
50
hour in or
minutes.
anything. So I mean, we could touch up on the other episodes. Like I said, there are other good episodes, like what was it? The receipts for recipe where they go into what's that rock called that kept receipts for all their adventures and everything.
Oh, that was the play on the
The
interdimensional
interdimensional
cable
cable,
and
yeah.
mind blowers.
I just love the parts where he gives Morty the gun because this is a gorilla gun, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't know how to use it, and then he gives him a bully gun, and then he shoots himself with it. He goes, "I thought you're supposed to shoot yourself with a bully gun." No, and then at the end he's like, "Morty, this is a gun gun. You know what to do with the gun gun."
And then she saw Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. It's so stupid. And what was the other one with the churro one? Oh, that was hilarious. He creates
Oh
a
yeah, the
churro,
churro.
and
Yep.
he's all like, "No, this isn't. This is he's unlimited. He doesn't have a soul or anything. He's actually like immortal." And they're like, "Uh oh, what did we create?" And then they drop him off on the planet by himself, and he's like, "Look,
Yeah.
this is your family." And it's just like sticks of churro, and then
Yeah.
the churro gets revengeful. I'll catch you, Morty. And then at
I
the end
do.
of the episode, he gets scared because there's a churro in his garage or his locker. He's
Yeah.
he's just all like, "Oh no, this is it. He's come back to kill me."
I do like that they kept calling out the observers. They're like, dude, like you keep watching us. What about you guys? You know, there are times when you guys watch people die. You know, and like they
Oh
start
yeah,
calling each other out and shit.
yeah.
And like even like there's one adventure that Rick and Morty went on. The Zelda one. They mentioned something about
Oh, that
Zelda.
was hilarious. The
Yeah.
truth telling one. One of us
Yeah.
tells
One
the
lies
truth,
and
one
one tells the
doesn't. Like,
truth.
did you sleep with his wife? Yes,
He's
I
like,
did.
I am not angry, and they start fighting each other.
Yeah. So stupid. Yeah, I think honestly, like I think these episodes, whenever they did the interdimensional cable and whatnot, I think they're plots of stories that just didn't make it, and so they just kind of throw it into like one-offs and everything. So,
And then there was also like a clip of the Blade universe.
oh yeah,
Yeah, because then Mr. Nimbus started, is that us as Blade back in season 5?
yeah,
And then that now they had an adventure that they were in the Blade universe, and the guy that gives Blade all his weapons was like explaining like, oh, these are
yeah. How to
crucifix
use the weapon?
shurikens, and he
Yeah,
kept talking and talking, and Rick's like, oh my god, like he talked too much.
yeah. I just want to use the sword and weapons.
I like that all the observers are all Southern,
Oh
like yeah. Like, we what incarnation? We are here to give the court case, and like
yeah,
they just kept like talking and arguing. And then they start fighting each other too, which
yeah,
made it funnier.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was a
I
good
slept with
episode.
Nancy because you couldn't do any better than him. You know, like it was just funny as hell.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
that episode was funny. I think the president episode too, or Unity, when Unity comes back and
dude,
tries to help Rick.
I was underwhelmed with that one, man, because like
I
Unity.
it was just funny to me. Like it was an okay episode, but I love the part where Unity takes over the therapist, and then he's like, no, 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 I'm not controlled or everything, and Rick tricks her, and he's all like, oh yeah, what is it? She's my
Nutritionist.
nutritionist. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how he figured out that she's
Yeah.
lying, and he sprayed her with the gun, and she even gets mad, like, you created an anti-me gun. He goes, you
Yeah.
broke my heart last
Yeah.
time.
It's called separation.
Yeah, it's a race. And then the whole time the president's trying to bang his therapist and everything.
Dude, that's the crack team. When President Curtis was like, "This is your crack team. This alien can see the future," and the
Oh.
alien drew the picture of Bigfoot killing Rick.
Oh yeah, that's right. The future, yeah. They put it on the fridge.
Yeah, and Rick's like, this is so good. I'm gonna put it on the fridge.
Yeah. Oh man, but no, I mean, other than that, like I said, that episode was just funny because you see the insecurity of the president, and then the Unity's like trying to help him whenever he finds out that he's going after Prime Rick, and he's like, almost killed you last time. That's why I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure you're okay. And yeah, I mean, like I said, there's some episodes that were just good, like funny and everything. That's why I said the season was okay. Funny episodes, good episodes, but then there are like the Ice-T episode was horrible. I couldn't
Oh,
even
dude, I
enjoy it
could
at
not
all.
watch. I just watched the end credit to that, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot they put an Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Ice Cube's like, Magma T, come help me. My planet's being attacked. And he's like, okay, and so it's so stupid.
Yeah.
I
But I
couldn't
think
get
that's all
through
the
it.
episodes, though. I mean, but
That's
yeah,
pretty much it, dude. Like I
yeah.
think. Oh, and then like the ending, the finale episode, like the end credit scene was when Poopy Butthole took Rick's gun.
Oh
And
yeah.
he tried to take over another Poopy Butthole's family, and then like the wife looks back and like she kind of feels sus.
It's sus, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean,
I
even on the episode where I think it was the one where they kill Prime Rick, and then since they killed Slow Mobius,
Oh yes,
yeah,
his wife goes through what
yeah,
Rick went through,
went
and
through,
then she
yep,
gets
and
remarried though.
yeah, and then she's figuring it out like what's going on and everything too. So I mean, I feel like they might touch on that in other episodes because they haven't. I didn't think they touched on that on episode 8. I think they did a little bit of Mr. Poop Poopy Buttholes in season 8, but I can't remember. I had to go rewatch that one. So
Yeah. Other than that, dude, like I think if anything from what Evil Morty said, again the eventual summer thing, like that little
yeah, that would be a
reference
good
there.
story.
I feel like I want more summer in
Yeah,
Rick and Morty. Like I feel because that again with Night Family, how crazy she was. Like I want to see more Summer, like not just her being a stupid teenager, but like have her work with Rick more, or have her be on more adventures with Rick and Morty, and
yeah, or at least see that other side of her that's like
yeah,
so vengeful and dark and everything.
yeah. But yeah, dude, that's pretty much season 7, man. Like, dude, like I said, man, this was an okay season, but I there's so many factors to it. I personally, I don't like this whole episodic feel to it. I know they were trying to go back to like the old Rick and Morty ways, but I think because season 1 and 2, you're just slowly building that world. It works that way.
Yeah,
But we're already through, like season 7, season 8, like I think they're confirmed for like up to season 10 right now.
and
So
yeah, I think they said they already have 9 done and 10 they're almost done too. So
yeah. So I don't know how they're going to do this. I mean, we'll talk about season 8 on the next review, but like I personally I don't like the episodic stuff because I think having a singular storyline makes more sense. But now that they've taken out Prime Rick,
yeah,
it's just like what's the new adventure? Are there new bad guys? Are they breaking out the central finite curve? Is even Morty coming? There's still some of that stuff there, but I don't know. Unless they lean towards the comedic stuff, then I feel like maybe Rick and Morty's just it's still gonna be funny and good, but it's gonna lose that it factor that it
yeah.
had back in like season 2 and 3.
And we talked about it a little bit, but I'm hoping that they do go more into Rick's story, like Rick's
Yeah,
history and everything. And that honestly, other than going into that history, I think, or besides the history and everything, that's the only thing that's left. Like
yeah,
finding out why Rick the whole war and bird person, and just go diving deeper into their relationship and basically how he was fighting the what is it that the alien people? I forgot the name of them
oh,
now.
the Graphomites, the
Yeah,
bug
Grappa
people.
just yeah, all of them, yeah, in the Federation too, like how he got into
Yeah.
trouble with the Federation. I mean, because they kinda touched it a little bit with Diane and his story too, that the
Mhm.
love which I would have loved to know that a little bit more too, so
Yeah. And yeah, I like that with the finale, you get to learn more about Diane. She was smart
yeah,
too.
exactly. She's
Yeah,
smart, and then, you're seeing it, and then in season 8, they touch on it too, but
yeah,
like I said, we'll get into season 8 when it happens too, so
yeah. But that's pretty much it, man. Episode 196, season 7 review for Rick and Morty. For let's see some last minute notes here. I'm interviewing Rachta. So that episode will be done. So I think by the time hopefully if we can get if we get the season 8 review done, I'll have like it'll be dropping all back to back. So like after the season 8 review, it'll be the Mix in the Dark episode and Rachta's episode back to back. Like maybe not the same day, but like you won't have to wait for me to record it then release. It'll be edited. Everything should be edited and like ready to release by schedule, and then the finale episode for Spoiler Force. So that's pretty much it. Again, Bobby, thank you so much for being on the show again, man. Like I'm glad we got this out the way. We got one more seasonal review, man. I can't believe we're almost done, dude. Like there's one more seasonal review. I think I'm already on like episode 3 of season 8 right now. So slowly working on that. But I actually, I can say this since we're on this topic. Season 8, rewatching it again now. This is my second run because I only watched it once. It's actually not that bad compared to the season 7. I feel like I was like, okay, this isn't as bad. But like as a season 7 I think because season 7 just started off the way it did, it just made it tough to watch. And then but yeah, that's pretty much it. But you got any last thoughts, man? Like anything before we wrap up?
no, I think I'm good over here. Like I said, I do like season 8 too. 7 was like I said, just had the great storyline at the end, or in the middle.
Yeah.
But 8 is not that bad, so I really can't wait till we talk about that.
All right, so this is pretty much it. Episode 196 of Spoiler Force Podcast. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day.